been great. Really, really good. So
Good to see you as always.
yeah, absolutely. And I'm really looking forward to this. I think Dimension Data and Cisco have been partners for 28 years.
Jeez, and you've been here almost all that time.
yeah, almost. But the one thing that I've observed is just what a good job Cisco have always done around taking the technology that Cisco uses and then talking to clients about, well, we can do this everywhere.
Yeah.
So you've been in IT for 19 of those
Cisco
years, right?
IT. I've been at Cisco over 19 years.
Yes.
I've been in Cisco IT that whole time.
And that's incredible. And more recently, 4 years as the CIO, right?
Right.
So that's interesting because I guess I've got a really important question for you.
Yeah.
For our clients, and I'm talking about any industry, not in IT, so no matter what industry they're in, fact or fiction, do you think the role of a CIO is moving to one of value creation rather than just IT?
I think IT is so integral and critical to the business.
Yeah.
And you think about, when I talk to our peers, what I keep hearing is technology and digital is part of the business now because it's foundational to our digital or our business transformation.
Yeah. So that's not just born in the cloud companies,
no,
right?
It's oil and gas.
Yeah.
It's in retail. And it's not just the Amazons of the world. It's Walmarts and Targets. They're all transforming to become more digital companies.
Yeah.
Right? Oil and gas. You think about Chevron and Exxon. They're doing the same thing. Right?
So it's interesting because I snigger, I think I studied electronics. To me, this industry's never been analog. It's always been about digital.
Yeah.
To me, I think the word that should be used is data. Is really what's happening right now is no matter what industry you're in, you have to figure out how you monetize data. And then whilst you're doing that, you've got to figure out, okay, well, if that's the new currency, how do I protect it? And that's protecting your assets.
Yeah.
It's also protecting yourself and your consumers, right? So how's Cisco dealing with that?
Well, I think it is. Data is the currency or the fuel, if you will, for digital. And one of the things that we did even, back in 2015 is we had data groups in disparate pockets.
Yeah.
So what we did is we raised that to the IT level, to my level as a CIO.
Yeah.
And now, if you look in the last 12 months, we've actually taken the data organization and we've created a chief data officer.
Yeah.
And she now reports across operations. So we've now made data an integral part of the business.
Oh, well, the interesting thing right now is what I think Cisco are doing a fantastic job of is the way that we use data from Cisco to actually go back and better manage our clients. Just looking at things like install-based information, looking at all the information that we've got around the history of the operations, what's worked, what hasn't, really puts us in a position as a services provider to go back to our clients and be more proactive with them. But I'm more interested in what you're seeing in other industries. Clients are really using data to change their business.
Well, I think data, again, going back to it's the currency, and they're using data to help get closer to the customer.
Yeah.
Right? Who is the consumer? Who are you when you come into my environment?
Yeah.
And by the way, there's another angle on this, which is security.
Yeah.
What are you trying to do? What is your intent when you come in? Are you trying to buy from me? Hopefully you are, but are you also trying to hurt me?
Yeah.
And so we have the data on who you are, what you're trying to do, what are you trying to buy? Can we add more value in that experience? The other side of that is, if you are trying to hurt me, operationally, are we using intelligent data to manage our operation?
And be predictive, right?
And
so the whole notion of artificial intelligence doesn't have to just apply to how you monetize it, but it also applies to how do you protect it?
How do we operationalize it?
Operationalize it all.
And you've heard this term, maybe you call it AI ops.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
That's coming about.
Yeah.
We call it insightful operations, is how do you take the data at the business process, at the consumer, at the infrastructure level, and how do you put it all together so that you know what the intent is of someone coming into your environment?
So how's that changed the way that you think about the skills that you actually put in an IT department? So if I look at the way that the people that reported to you over the 19-year period, that must have changed dramatically.
It's a dramatic change, and in fact, we've seen that in the last 12 to 18 months go even faster. Right. So what are the skills around these, we call them the digital skills. So think about data science.
Yeah.
Think about cloud. And not just cloud, I'm lifting and shifting applications to the cloud, but now I need this cloud native sort of skill set.
Yeah.
Talking about from the business down, not just from the infrastructure up.
Yeah.
Think about agile, those kinds of skills, being trained up in scaled agile methodologies.
Yeah.
Those are the kinds of things that, the organization, the workforce, we have to build that for the future.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that's changed is that everybody who moves into industry nowadays, we all talk about millennials and the like. The fact is they're all IT savvy, they're all data savvy. They expect that, and so from our perspective, it's
They were born with the mobile in their hands.
Yeah,
right?
and what we need to do is make sure that we understand what the business is wanting to get out of it. Because everyone in the business gets IT.
Yeah.
That's the scary thing. It used to be when I got into this industry, it was you had knowledge of IT that clients didn't have because they weren't in that industry.
I have 75,000 CIOs inside of Cisco.
That's a challenge. Everyone's an expert.
Everybody's an expert.
Yeah.
So it's really about how do we balance the expectations of all of those consumers of our technology with how we run and operate and secure a $50 billion business.
In your business, So my takeaway that for our clients is that actually the CIO is about understanding the value of data to their industry, right? And the most important thing there is that they will know their business better than we will, but they absolutely have to understand how to manage data and everything that goes with that, which is everything that we do.
I think it's about how do you manage data? How do you get the data to where it needs to be as fast as possible?
Yeah.
But there's another angle on this. How do we automate the experience? How do we ensure that we're managing risk along the way? So I think in every business, whether it's in IT, whether it's in oil and gas, whether it's in your industry, whether it's in retail, technology is foundational to every business to be able to drive that that business transformation that we need.
All right. So in summary, Guillermo, there's absolutely no doubt in our minds that the role of the CIO has changed forever. They're no longer just about IT. It's about understanding the value and about driving value creation for the business in their industry, right?
Absolutely.
Not managing IT.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool.